Hello everyone, welcome to you all. We are embarking on a new journey. The journey is to improve our English, and this English we are going to improve by reading a novel, that is To Kill a Mockingbird. This novel is the best novel English literature has ever produced. It's very popular even today, and in my last video as I had given you a piece of advice that please don't use shortcut. Uh, there are no shortcuts for success, and neither in this case as well. So bring your novel, order your novel, or you can go through line by line as we will be doing here, and we'll take a longer way, but a more surer way. Your foundation will be much more stronger, and I can tell you that within 15 to 20 videos you will be able to see the change in yourself. The strategy is that I will be reading one paragraph. After that paragraph, I will explain each and every line in Hindi. We'll take up tough words. I'll explain you the meaning of those tough words. But once in one particular video, we have covered 5 to 6 paragraphs. At the end of those videos, we'll be doing word and meaning and how those words and meaning can be put into sentences. So I hope you are going to enjoy the video and the process, and by the end of this whole process you will be much improved. So let's begin. So let me read the first paragraph, whole paragraph, and then I will explain you line to line. When he was nearly 13, my brother Jem got his arm badly broken at the elbow. So now see, the narrator is the Girl Scout. Now both the brother and sister have grown up. However, now they are sitting together and they are recalling the past incident. So she says, so let me read the whole paragraph first. When it healed and Jem's fear of never being able to play football were assuaged, he was seldom self conscious about his injury. His left arm was somewhat shorter than his right. When he stood or walked, the back of his hand was at right angles to his body, his thumb parallel to his thigh. He couldn't have cared less, so long as he could pass and punt. Let's do the paragraph line by line now. As I've already told you, the narrator is the Girl Scout who, at the uh, beginning of the novel, is of 6 years of age. At the end of the novel, is 9 years of age. But now many years more have passed, and they both, brother and sister, are looking retrospectively at the events that had taken place. So, beginning of the novel, the brother Jem was 10 years of age. Now he is at the end of the novel 13 years of age. So that means Scout is recollecting the end of the incident, the whole affair. So when he was nearly 13, my brother Jem got his arm badly broken at the elbow. So the arm was badly broken. Okay, just not broken but badly broken near the elbow. And what was the reason behind it? We don't know. We'll come to know when we reach at the end of the novel. When it healed, after that, when it healed means जब वो ठीक हुआ and Jem's fears of never being able to play football were assuaged. अब वो हील जब हुआ और जेम को हमेशा ये डर लगता था, ही वॉज एवरी टाइम ही वॉज अफ्रेड दैट नाउ ही वोंट बी एबल टू प्ले फुटबॉल. फुटबॉल मीन्स अमेरिकन फुटबॉल, जो हाथ से खेला जाता है, हाथ से जो पास हुआ जाता है वो. एंड एसुएज्ड मीन्स, एसुएज का मतलब होता है थोड़ा कम हो जाना, मेक लेस इंटेंस. जो कोई अनप्लेजेंट घटना जो है, जैसे कि वो यहाँ पे डर रहा है कि ही वोंट बी एबल टू प्ले द फुटबॉल. अब जैसे जैसे उसका हाथ ठीक हो रहा है तो उसका वो डर भी चला जा रहा है. He was seldom self-conscious about his injury. Seldom का मतलब होता है कभी कभी. अब वो ज़्यादा कॉन्शियस नहीं था अपनी इंजरी के बारे में, क्योंकि अब वो ठीक हो रहा है. एक टाइम तो वो डरता था, बट अब वो ठीक हो रहा है. His left arm was somewhat shorter than his right. और अब क्योंकि वो थोड़ा टेढ़ा, उसका हाथ थोड़ा टेढ़ा हो गया था बिकॉज ऑफ दिस इंजरी, तो वो थोड़ा सा शॉर्ट भी हो गया था उसका लेफ्ट आर्म. व्हेन ही स्टूड और वॉक्ड, the back of his hand was at right angle to his body. his thumb parallel to his thigh. तो ये सब यही बता रहा है कि उसके हाथ में अब वो स्ट्रेटनेस नहीं थी, वो नेचुरलनेस नहीं थी, वो थोड़ा टेढ़ा हो गया था. He couldn't have cared less so long as he could pass and punt. अब उसको कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ रहा था उसका हाथ जो है किस तरीके का हो जाए, एज लॉन्ग एज वो ढंग से फुटबॉल को पास कर सकता था और पंट कर सकता था. पंट का मतलब होता है हाथ से छोड़ना और फिर उसको किक मारना इससे पहले कि बॉल नीचे ज़मीन पे गिरे. So this is American football and Jem used to like American football. Okay, so the first paragraph में हम देख सकते हैं कि उसका हाथ टूट गया है, जेम का हाथ टूट गया because of some reason we are not aware of, and we won't be aware unless and until we reach the end of the novel. We also come to know that he is 13 years of age at the end of the novel. We also know that now know that the narrator is the girl scout. अब वो थोड़ी बड़ी बड़ी हो गई है. And Jem likes to play football. Let's do the next paragraph. When enough years had gone by to enable us to look back on them, we sometimes discuss the events leading to his accident. I maintained that the Yules started it all, but Jem, who was 4 years my senior, said it started long before that. He said it began the summer Dil came to us when Dil first gave us the idea of making Boo Redley come out. So, when enough years had gone by to enable us to look back on them. Now, as I told you, that when she is looking back, when Scout is looking back, now she's much more older than she was. Probably she must be 17, 18 years of age right now. I don't have the idea how much is, but she is now grown up girl. So from that perspective, when she is looking back with the advantage of hindsight, with the advantage of being now much more matured, so both of them in fact, we sometimes discuss the events leading to his accidents, and because the event was so intense, which we'll come to know, so they sometimes often used to talk about that incident. So what they are, but they don't have the agreement that they don't agree that what actually started everything. I maintain that the Yules started it all. The Yules are the villain of the novel. The father is the villain. At least the father is the villain of the novel. And Jem, the girl says, Scout says that it was Yule which started it all. But Jem, now who of course has got the advantage of four years being senior of to Scout, says who was 4 years my senior, said it started long before that. So he says no, it is much more longer than that. He said it began the summer Dil came to us when Dil first gave us the idea of making Boo Ridley come out. So Dil, as we have already known in the last video, is the boy who comes to Alabama to this place, Macomb, lives with his aunt for the summers, and these three children they form a gang. And what they do is they'll give the idea that the neighbor Boo Ridley, who is an enigma, who lives inside his house and no one has seen him for 15 years, we should bring that fellow outside. Okay, so right now, James says that it was that incident that caused the accident or caused my arms to be broken. I said if he wanted to take a broad view of the thing, it really began with Andrew Jackson. If General Jackson hadn't run the creeks up the creek, Simon Finch would never have paddled up the Alabama, and where would we be if he hadn't? We were far too old to settle an argument with a fist fight, so we consulted Atticus. Our father said we were both right. So both the brother and the sister are not able to decide when the actually what was the starting point of the incident that led to the trouble that this two had. So I said if he wanted to take a broad view of the thing, it really began with Andrew Jackson. So if you Scout's argument is specifically that Ewell created the problem. But since Jem's argument is much more broader, so she gives her own point of view that if you want to take a broader view, then we have to go all the way back to Andrew Jackson, who was the president of America. In 1812, he fought a battle. See, the point is that America was settled by the Europeans. Earlier than that, there were aboriginal people, the native inhabitants, whom the Europeans called Indians. So there were Indians who were the native people, and then there were the Europeans who started settling into the coast of America. And as they started settling and then moving inside, they pushed the native Indians from their places, and even forcefully. So there is one such incident being described here, where if General Jackson hadn't run the Creeks up the creek. So Creek was one of the tribes, one of the native tribes, and they were pushed from their place by General Jackson, who later on becomes the President of America. Now the author uses the phrase here, the Creeks up the creek. So Creeks are one of the tribes who were thrown away from or pushed away from their position or the place of inhabitant, and up the creek means be in severe difficulty or trouble, especially with no means of extricating oneself from it. So the Creeks were put into a severe trouble by Andrew Jackson. So they were removed basically. Simon Finch would never have paddled up the Alabama. So their ancestor Simon Finch would never have paddled up the Alabama. So the river he would not have taken up and settled at the place where they are presently. And where would be if we be if he had it? So if Andrew Jackson would not have defeated the Creeks would have been still occupying this place, and we would not have been here. And had our ancestor not come here, then also we were far too old to settle an argument with a fist fight, uh, and so we consulted Atticus. Now, what this incident is telling, what the statement is telling, is that when they were young, say 6 7 years of age, Scout, and 10 11 years of age, Gem, then often, like any brother and sister, they used to fight. They used to have argument, and then they used to fight. But now, since they have grown up, so she is saying that it's better to consult with Atticus. Atticus means their father. Her father said we were both right. We were both in our way right.